Today we're bringing you some techniques that you're going to be able to utilize to create these cute and clever little Pampered Pooch cards. Are you the owner of a little doggie? If not, maybe you have some friends and family members that do. This is Chanel. She is the Heartfelt Creations Spoiled Pampered Pooch. This collection was inspired by her, and it is also approved by Chanel for all little doggies. See the little treat bag? You can do so much. We're going to have some fun together using this card, having some fun elements, and learning how to spoil those little pooches in our lives. To create this card, the very first thing I'm going to do is just show you how I stamped the little Pampered Pooch Pal border. It's so adorable. This Stampin' Die also has the little collar, or you could use it as a belt, and then this is a coordinating die with the paw prints in there. So adorable. So to start out, what I did to create this quick and interactive card with the open card front panel is I took my dark brown chalk ink pad. I'm actually using the opposite little doggy border. We have two different ones. I just wanted you to see how nicely and easily this stamps for you. So just go ahead. Actually, I'm just going to move my ink pads back a little bit and just stamp that. So you have two different doggy borders that you can utilize. I like to cut them apart and have some fun with them. So you have this one, and then you have this playful one. So your next step, once you've stamped them, is obviously to die cut them out, and then to color them. So to color these dogs and get a little bit different look on each one, what I first of all did is I just did a little bit of a butter color, say around the edges of this little doggy. I'm going to put it down so you can, actually let's flip this around so you don't see that piece. So kind of put this down a little bit, and you can kind of see a little bit of color added to him. We're going to add a little bit of color to this little guy, and we're going to also use this little guy on our card today. So you could pick and choose which ones you want to utilize. This is a deeper color, which was actually, let me check, this one was the Potter's Clay. This one is a little bit more of an orangish, reddish orange color. See how that just kind of pops in and just adds a little bit of a deeper color. We'll add that color to this one as well. And you could go back and add a little bit more of a dark brown color to some of them too. So you can kind of have some fun with it. I'm going to add a little bit of red to the sweater using the Dove blender pen. So you can just add some stripes of red very quickly in there. So you would use the very same technique that I'm doing here to color the different areas of the card that we're featuring today. So if you wanted to add a little bit more color to the other little doggy, you could use the dark brown, just kind of go around the edges. I don't have a dark brown sponge dauber with me right now, so we'll just do this with the blender pen. So you can do either or. You could kind of fade it out to light and then just add a little bit more color to his doggy bone. So you can then cut them apart and they are ready for shaping. So to shape these little pooches, I am going to just flip them stamp side down. I didn't color all of them because I'm not using them all on this project, but I'm going to be shaping this one. I'm using the 8mm tip and just kind of going in a large circular motion so it kind of gets it smooth. And I stamped these on 100-pound cardstock. So that gives you kind of an idea of what I like to work with when creating the little Pampered Pooches, or for a lot of my flower shaping as well. Then when I flip these right side up, I like to use, this is the 2mm tip, just kind of press down in the areas that you want to kind of have a little bit more definition, kind of around the neck, maybe around the tail a little bit, so it kind of looks like their bellies are popping out. And then for this one, again, kind of around the neck, and that makes it his back kind of pops up a little bit. Then your next step is just basically snipping apart the little doggies from the border. and you can kind of just choose which ones you want to use for the project you're working on. This one looks like he's licking out his ear, which is pretty funny, but we're going to separate him and he's going to look like he's barking up a tree. So you can really get creative and have a lot of fun with these little guys. And you can cut it. For this card base, I wanted something that was open in the center to create a beautiful little scene. So I chose this circle, and I just glued it down, and I selected that from the Pampered Pooch paper. This is from just a 12 by 12 card front panels. Next step is just taking your circle die, laying this on top, pressing your tape down, and that will just run right through your machine. So I'll just pull out my plates, and I'm going to lay another piece of cardstock on top so it's a little bit thicker, since I have thicker piece of cardstock going through machine, so it's just shimmy it. So I am using the Vagabond today. So we'll just run this through, and that will cut that opening into the card so you can create that beautiful little scene very quickly and very easily. So I'll just bring this back out. I'm going to lay my plate to the side, and then we'll just pop this right out of the center. See how quickly and easily that was assembled. So then you can go back, you can add your little tree. If you haven't seen this tree before, this was released from a previous collection. It comes from the Sugar Hollow Hangout stamp and die set. And then we added the little fence. This one comes from a previous collection as well. That comes from the Sweet as Honey stamp and die set. So you're going to have a lot of fun pairing the Pampered Pooch stamps and dies with the with some of the previous collections. So what I did next is just add some of those little doggies, the flowers, the daisies pair beautifully with the dogs, and that completed my card sample. The collar within the Pampered Pooch collection is beautiful as a collar or a belt buckle. So I'm going to show you how to create this, something similar to what you see on this card. And that one also comes out of the Pampered Pooch Pals stamp and die set. So here you can see that I just stamped the belt or the collar buckle. You could stamp a sentiment in the center if you want it, and then this is another little piece. So you'll just lay your die on top, cut that out, and your next step once you have cut them out is I like to punch the holes just a little bit bigger than what they are punched out with your die. So my hole punch right now is a little bit small, but you can just go back and just kind of open that up. Then to make that gold embossed belt buckle so it looks very real, very legit, all you need to do is I took a gold Encore ink, or you could use your Versamark ink, and just kind of add some color. I'm actually going to flip this around so I have a kind of a base to just really get a lot of ink on there. And you actually kind of just blot out the stamped image. You can also sponge around the edges of the collar or the belt, whatever you're doing, to get a little bit of color in there like I did on this one. So once you've done that, you're going to just sprinkle a little bit of your gold embossing powder over the top and use your heat embossing gun, and that will melt your buckle so you have a gold buckle just exactly like what you see here. So once that's all done, you can go back and then you can loop these together so that you have, you can just slide that in, you can trim this off, and you can use this opposite piece as kind of the holder for that belt. So you'll just glue that, and you can trim these off wherever you like so that you kind of have like this angle over the card, and you'll see a lot of samples online, different ways that we use this belt or as a collar. The Pampered Pooch Pals stamp and die is used in so many different projects, but I just kind of wanted to show you in the back what you get. You get little paw prints as well, and you have all the dies to cut out the images in that set. So let's show you some more samples. So here's another way the little dog collar was used with a little charm. You could add your dog's name to it. You have the little doggie on the top. Here's that little treat bag we were showing you earlier with a dog, and then you have peanut butter bones, treats on the other bones, and then here's that doggy colored completely differently, so it gives it a different look along with the little paw prints. Another set that I absolutely adore is it says Your Paw Fake. It has a stamped paw background, the little stamped paw here, and these two images along with the sentiments, doggone, I miss your birthday, your paw fake, missing you, I'm really missing you. So here's one with him in the corner of the pocket. I'm sure your dog has never done anything like that. A lot of these images were inspired by little antics that Chanel has pulled off over the years in some previous dogs that we used to have. So here's one just beautifully colored with your Copic markers if you love to color with Copics or your favorite marker colors. Here's another image that I Absolutely love. See the little paw prints? And here is one in the suitcase. Don't you just love that? Chanel will literally sit on our suitcases. There's a little pocket. She'll sit on our suitcases if she knows that we're leaving, and she's like, don't leave without me. Just put me in the little bag and I'll go with you. That one comes in the Pampered Pooch set, which with the My Best Friend, Life is Good, and the little doggie getting a bath. Do your little pooches like getting baths? Chanel doesn't really. She kind of wants to hide when that happens. She doesn't look as happy as this doggie. Here's another one with a little happy face. This little guy actually comes out of the Pawfik Pooches set, which is the other set with a cute little puppy border and the dog bones and a lot of little sentiments. And that has a coordinating die with the larger dog paws as well. So there's a couple more samples that I really wanted to show you that showcase the paper. So you can add some fun flowers with these. There's one that with just the paper cut out. Here's another larger card showcasing some of the beautiful paper. Don't you just love how these look? See how the paw is just embossed as an outline on this card. The collar is in the background. You've got the doggy bone. And then we have some altered projects as well. Wouldn't this be cute for a little doggy cupcake treat in here, or just fill the box with some treats? Here's another little box with just the papers from the collection. Here's the little paw prints with some little pearls on top. Sorry, I just spaced on the name of those. Then we have the little puppies on around the hydrant. Isn't that just perfect? These samples will be online with instructions, so you'll want to make sure that you check those out. Here are some more stamps and cards done with the little borders. And I also wanted to make sure that if you have a little pooch and you like to do some memories with it, this is from Flip Fold Inserts E. You've got the collar on the top, the little doggy cut out. You could also just add your photo, and then some of the papers are showcased on the inside. So this is a little quick and easy book that you can create with. I had another one underneath here. Here's a little doggy. Do you see his head kind of jiggling around? That's one of those squiggly things. I'm actually not sure what that is called, so you can ask us online if you're interested in that. Here's a flower made with the doggy bones, and here's another little insert from the Flip Fold Inserts E. There's a dog on the background. You've got these beautiful, beautiful flip folds with the word dog, or you could do your dog's name on the side. And last but not least, let's take a quick glance at the Pampered Pooch papers. So these images are sure to just bring a smile to you and your pet-loving friends. Have fun using these techniques for your Pampered Pooch cards. You can use this as cards or use the little bag toppers for treats that your friends and their little doggies will absolutely love. If you don't own the Pampered Pooch collection yet, I have added the links below for quick and easy ordering, so make sure to grab yours today. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to see what you create. You can share your projects with us on Facebook. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.